And welcome, everyone, to another edition of Football Friday Night. I'm Adam Cellini alongside Dwayne Lindo. It's great to have you with us. And we did play some football tonight, Dwayne, despite the weather.
Well, thank God. You know, you got a couple of 7A teams, 8A teams, two powerhouses. Look, I know it's early in the season, Adam, but these guys are already thinking about playoffs.
Absolutely. And it was a big night of out-of-district matchups. We're still early in the season. But what's interesting is these matter now, because if you're playing a good team, you can start putting points away in this new playoff system. And, you know, maybe at the end of the year, if you don't finish 1 or 2 in your district, you still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we discussed this last week. You know, this is important. You know, obviously we had a couple rain delays that canceled a couple games last week, and that may hurt a couple teams within this area.
Yeah, so when you can play, especially against a good team, make it precious. Well, we start with our game of the week, which was a Sarasota County matchup between Venice and Riverview. Former college teammates Josh Smithers and John Peacock squaring off as head coaches tonight. Riverview hasn't won this game since 2006. This is the first drive for Venice. Fake handoff from Carpenter. He drags 3 defenders across the goal line. 7-0 Indians. Bryce Carpenter doing it for the Indians, doing it all for the Indians. And a lot of this, which we didn't see last year, passing. This is about a 23-yard comeback to Javon Haley, and it leads to a field goal for Venice. But Rams quarterback Arthur Brantley's got some moves. Check this out. Yikes.
Shake and bake.
Leaving the defender in the lurch. Brantley taking this one inside the 25, knocked out of bounds there. Later that drive, this is a 4th and 5. Brantley to Zy Grable. Dwayne, you think Zy Grable wants that one back or what? That's a touchdown right there, right off his fingertips. Tough break for Grable, and that game ended up getting washed out in the third quarter. Venice was up 17-0, and that will be your final score. No continuation planned for that game. And Dwayne, it was interesting seeing Venice play without Matt LaRoche. This is the first time we've seen him without Matt LaRoche and a little one-dimensional.
You know, Matt LaRoche obviously was a big load for Venice last year, but keep in mind, last week they played against Camden County out of Georgia, and the defense scored 5 sacks. So the defense is going to be the key for them this season.
Absolutely. And moving right on with those out-of-district matchups, we had a big one in Manatee County tonight. Former district rivals, Dwayne, Palmetto and Manatee.
Yep. They're great.
And this was a thrilling start. Check out the backflips. Sticks the landing. We're only a couple miles from Circus City, so football doesn't work out. You always have that. Now, don't worry, the Tigers did come to play some football, too. That's Javaris Kelly rumbling for an early score, and it gets that home crowd pumped up. Later on, Anthony Marino was playing a lot of quarterback, which means this guy, Jason Spicer Jr., can go back to doing what seems pretty natural to him, Dwayne, playing wide receiver.
I mean, this guy's all over the place.
I mean, juking, spinning, he looking really comfortable out there. Now, on the other sideline, Manatee still looking for their first points this fall. That offense struggling, and they will keep looking tomorrow. Rain once again postpones this game. It will pick back up in Palmetto on Saturday at 10 a.m. The Tigers have a 21-0 lead in that game.
Wow. Well, Adam, the Sarasota Sailors, a huge win last week over Celebration, looking for that same result against Southeast Seminoles. And this, a huge Vincent Parisi pick you just saw there, that leads to a 91-yard run. Adam, you got to look at this. This guy just takes off. Brian Battie, where does he take it to?
Oh, he takes it right to the house, and this is great to see for Sarasota because if this guy can get going, I mean, that would be huge for their offense.
Yeah, but it's the first score for the Sailors late in the second quarter. The Southeast Seminoles scored 26 unanswered until that touchdown. They missed the PAT final score. Southeast wins 26-6. They called this one at halftime, Adam.
All right, and staying in Sarasota County, Dwayne, you were also at Booker High School tonight.
And Booker Nation, the AB logo you see right there, paying respect to Abe Brown, who passed away earlier this year, and another Booker grad, that guy. Head coach Tumaka Atkins getting his team ready after last week's loss. But it's Clearwater Central Catholic Marauders ranked 3rd in Class 3A. That strike first. Quarterback Rory Hicks, you just saw there, dropped back and scored that touchdown, making it 7-0. Later in the first, Booker's Jack S. Jones playing some D with that bat down. Heads-up play for that corner. Next quarter, Marauders fullback Johnny Newton, you just see there, bullies his way for a 1-yard run, making it 14-0. Their backfield, probably one of the best in 3A. Now, although the Tornadoes had some key defensive plays from this team of Clearwater, just too much. Tornadoes still a young team. They lose this 21-0.
And Dwayne, let's backtrack a little bit through some of those highlights. I want to start with Southeast because quarterback Alex Taylor is a huge piece of their offense. Obviously had a good night tonight, threw a pick, which we caught on camera, but he's pretty good. And this is Venice. We talked about them a little bit earlier. Venice missing Matt LaRoche, who had a prolific season for running back last year, and it all falls on that guy's shoulders, Bryce Carpenter, Dwayne.
You know, Bryce Carpenter is a veteran here. He's a senior. He knows what to do in certain situations. Coach Peacock knows what to do in certain situations. So look for him to lead this offense. And like I mentioned before, the defense will be an integral part for this team because they're going to have to step up because Matt LaRoche is not on the team anymore.
Absolutely, and I spoke highly of Ali Boyce before this game, the running back for Riverview, one of my favorites in the area, but really got stuffed tonight. I mean, anything they tried to do, stuffed at the line. This defensive line for Venice, very strong tonight. So you may be right, Dwayne. The defense might be key for them.
Yeah, and you know, for Riverview, this is not the Riverview of last year. Obviously, a lot of the key players from Riverview are gone. They're going to have to compete with a lot of the Tampa teams in their district, but they may match up well with a Manatee team that's struggling this season.
Absolutely. Manatee, as you mentioned, struggling on offense, and what I saw from Riverview tonight was really a fast-flying defense. You know, that game ended 17-0, but Venice is no joke on offense. So for these Riverview DBs, they fly to the ball. Manatee could be in big trouble as they're still looking for that offensive identity under Coach Shakir.
Yeah, you know, Coach Shakir has his work cut out for him. You know, he's a great coach. I mean, obviously, last week we mentioned that he came from Tallahassee Lincoln. He led them to multiple wins. But, you know, for Manatee, it's, for the most part, it seems like it's a rebuilding year for Shakir. But I think Shakir is the person that should get the job done here in Bradenton.
Now, the thing about Manatee High School, though, is they don't love growing seasons up there at Manatee High School, that fan base.
Well, you know, here's the thing, too. Manatee High School is they're a program that has been in the kind of the thick of things all the time. So look for them to try to, or the fans are wanting to, you know, get something real quick right off the bat, but fans have to kind of wait a little bit.
But they still have Josh Booker up there, Dwayne. We love that guy ever since he was at Sarasota, so it could be worse if you're at Manatee High School for sure. Well, coming up on Football Friday night, we'll have our best fan pictures in Friday night sites, and St. Stephen's makes history, the first local team to play IMG football. Those highlights coming up after the break.
You're watching Football Friday night on ABC 7.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with your pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Welcome back. We had some history made tonight. St. Stephen's hosting IMG. They're the first local team to play IMG Academy in football, but they were playing the IMG White Squad, which is more like a JV team. Now, the Falcons, the St. Stephen's Falcons, were state champs in the Sunshine State Athletic Conference last year, and early on, they certainly played like it. Fred Billy handing it off to Chase Brown, and he is gone.
Chase Brown is just getting it right there.
And he's letting this IMG team know, this is my house. Welcome back to the Sun Coast. We're going to play us some football. IMG struggling to find its way on offense. Quarterback Bryson Lucero rushed into a bad decision right there. He's picked off by sophomore Camden Vining. And when you're out in the flats, Dwayne, you're thinking 6 right here.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, you have to get it. I mean, there's no way. State champions right there.
State champs. He had one blocker in front of him. That's all he needs. Vining scores. It puts St. Stephen's up 12-0. And then, as you can see here, the rain certainly rolled in. That game also postponed to Saturday. It is rescheduled to start at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Now, Ida Baker's, now we're going to go to some more scores around the area. We had a couple teams play, end up postponed. Ida Baker, Northport never really played. They were postponed to Saturday. Cardinal Mooney called after a dominating performance by the Cougars. Lemon Bay got into the third quarter of their game with Golden Gate. Port Charlotte dominating South Fort Myers, and Charlotte was leading Gibbs at the half. And Bayshore down 7-0 to Lakewood Ranch. That game also postponed to tomorrow at 10 a.m.
A lot of postponed games.
Now it's time for you, the fans, to get your time in the spotlight. Dwayne, it is time for Friday Night Sights.
I couldn't wait for this part. Believe it or not.
And we actually had some
games
to do it, which we're happy. So we got some cheerleaders from Venice in the tunnel posing as players, giving us a little bit of visual aid. Braden River students section, complete with former Vice President Joe Biden. Wow. So, yeah, thank you for that submission, Kathleen Gagg. This was Booker recognizing former player Abe Brown, which we spoke about a little earlier. And here's a shot from St. Stephen's IMG game. I call it bench warmers. I think the lines are nice. I like how we're drawn to the middle there.
Pretty appropriate.
Lovely shots. And remember, you can get your face on our TV show by just sending your own pics to our Facebook page, WWSB, or on Twitter, @MySunCoast is our name. That's how you can find us on there. And coming up, our Football Friday Night Fan of the Week. Stick around.
We're Booker High cheerleaders, and you're watching Football Friday Night on ABC 7.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone. I used my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Welcome back. It's time now for our Fan of the Week, and we go to Sarasota High School where we'll find Emma giving us the Titanic a little bit. And
Okay, you can stop.
All right, just giving the image. It's perfect. You know, it's the Sailors. Emma's hoisted up there, arms spread, looking good.
I know, she's such a sweetheart. I mean, been loving it. Loving the game until the lightning and thunder took over.
Yeah, who would love that?
Yeah.
Except maybe Bob Harrigan, but I'm not so sure even he loves it. That's really all the time we have in our show today. Dwayne, we got to watch some football, so we're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and hopefully next week, I mean, all the games will be played out to its entirety.
There you go.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Attention blood thinner users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine. Whee!